Good morning, dear students. Now today we will see one more property of the metal, and for that let us consider what happens when metal reacts with water. So in general, when metal reacts with water, it produces metal oxide and hydrogen gas. What is given here? When metal reacts with water, it produces metal oxide and hydrogen gas. Also, certain metal oxides that are soluble in water dissolve in it. In it, that means dissolves in water and forms metal hydroxide. First, oxygen, that means with water when it reacts, it gives oxide, and then that oxide further reacts with the hydrogen of the water and gives hydroxides, right? But all metals do not react with water because of their reactivity rate. So as per the reactivity rate, they react with the water. So in general, when we say the chemical property of metal when reacts with water, we say that metal when reacts with water gives metal oxide and hydrogen gas. Reaction of different metals with water depends on different conditions. All metals do not react in the same manner with the water. Some metals react with cold water. Those who are very reactive, now you know which are the reactive because you have already learned the reactivity series of metal. So those who are very reactive metal, they easily react with the normal condition, that is with the cold water also they react. Some reacts with only hot water or steam of red hot. That means some metals, those who are less reactive, they will not react with the cold water. They need hot water or even steam, that means very hot vapor. And some even do not react with steam at even red hot. And some metals are there which do not react with cold water, not even with hot water, or not even with the vapor of the water. That means if water is heated for a longer period and steam starts coming, with that steam also they do not react. So let us see here the reactions of some common metals with water. Sodium and potassium, now we know they are very reactive, so they are in need to keep in the kerosene, otherwise catches the fire. So as they are very reactive, they react vigorously, that means very suddenly and violently with cold water to give hydrogen gas, and this reaction is highly exothermic. That means as soon as the hydrogen gas is evolved, immediately it catches the fire. This is the vigorous reaction, violent reaction, right? So sodium when reacts with water, Na plus H2O, cold water, it gives sodium hydroxide, H2, and high amount of energy is released. So it is exothermic because heat is released out. Balance it. So for balancing we need here 2Na plus 2H2O gives 2NaOH. Clear? In the same way for potassium when reacts with water, I have not mentioned the product here. So you are in need to write, practice by yourself and even balance. Clear? When calcium and magnesium, so what about the reactivity compared to sodium and potassium? They are little less reactive than sodium and potassium. So calcium and magnesium do not react directly with the cold water. They will give the reaction with the hot water and forms the respective hydroxide along with the hydrogen gas. The reactions are less exothermic. As they are less exothermic, so H2 gas will not catch the fire. as it happens in sodium and potassium. But here, because of the bubblings of the hydrogen gas, when calcium and magnesium, either of the calcium and magnesium, when reacts with water, what happens? The bubblings of the hydrogen gas evolution takes place, and because of this hydrogen gas bubblings, the metal will stick and they will start floating. What happens? They will start floating. So components of the metal in the form of precipitates, it will start floating on that reactive aqueous medium. You might have seen sometimes that calcium, when is reacted with the water, when whitewashing is taking place, the complete amount of calcium will not dissolve. But as soon as the calcium starts dissolving in the water, you have seen that bubbles will come, it will start bubbling out, and in that aqueous medium we can see some white precipitate starts floating on the surface of that water. And the same thing happens with magnesium also. Magnesium, when reacts with water, that is hot water, it will give magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So here also for the calcium the production is incomplete. Write it and balance it. Aluminium Al and zinc Zn, they do not react with hot or cold water. Now as you go down to the activity series of metal, you see potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, alto, Zn, so aluminium Zn. They are still less reactive than calcium and magnesium, so they will not react with hot as well as cold. Cold they will not react because calcium and magnesium little more reactive than them, they are also not reacting with cold. So for them reaction of cold is not possible, but they are not even giving reaction with hot water. They are reacting themselves with the steam and form the oxide and hydrogen gas. Zinc, when reacts with H2O in the gaseous form, that means H2O water is heated at boiling temperature, and when steam starts coming out, that steam reacts with the zinc and gives zinc oxide and hydrogen gas, right? The reaction itself is balanced, so no extra balancing is necessary. Please write the reaction for aluminium and water. The next is iron. Iron do not directly react with hot or cold water. Iron has to made first red hot. It means first the iron metal has to given heat, and when the iron metal gets red hot, then it reacts with the steam of water to form oxide and hydrogen gas. So iron is heated, made red hot. After getting iron heated, it reacts with the steam of the water to give iron oxide and hydrogen gas, right? And the other metals, copper, silver, gold, lead, they do not react with hot or cold water at all. So if we are there to write the reaction for copper and water, silver and water, gold and water, no reaction takes place. That we can also understand by the reactivity series. They are falling after the hydrogen. Q, hogi, aj or plentiful moment. Cu, Hg, Ag, Au, Pt. So they are very less reactive. So they don't show any reaction with water. So this was about the second property of metal with water. Now what happens when metal reacts with dilute acids? So one more property to think about, the reaction of metal and dilute acids. So normally let us see what takes place. Normally metals displace hydrogen from dilute acids when they are more reactive than hydrogen. See, again we are in need of the reactivity series. Those metals which are more reactive than the hydrogen, right? So up to lead, केना काका मागे, अल्टोज and Ferrari, soon Punjab hai. Hai, that means hydrogen. So above hydrogen, from potassium to lead, all these metals, they displace hydrogen from the dilute acids. But less reactive metals such as copper, silver, gold, right? They do not displace hydrogen from the dilute acids. The reaction of metals with dilute acid and dilute H2SO4 are similar. Why similar? Because HCl and H2SO4, in both the cases, hydrogen is given out and the corresponding salt is formed. Corresponding, that means whatever the metal is reacting with that respective acid, that metal and the negative ion of the acid reacts with the metal and gives the corresponding salt. So we can say that when metal reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, they give respective metals chloride and hydrogen gas. If sodium reacts with HCl, then metal is sodium. Sodium is a metal. And HCl. So HCl, what happens? Hydrogen is replaced. So displaced. So H plus and Cl minus will be separated. So H will be existing as hydrogen gas, and Cl negative ion with sodium positive will react with to give that respective metals chloride. So if sodium, then sodium chloride, potassium, then potassium chloride, right? And when metals react with dilute sulfuric acid, H2SO4, then they give respective metals sulfate. What they will give? Metal sulfate and hydrogen gas. Here the example I give about Na, sodium with HCl. Same thing I can give sodium plus H2SO4. So what happens? Sodium reacts with acid H2SO4, where H2 is displaced, that is given out as hydrogen gas, and SO4 minus reacts with Na plus and gives sodium sulfate Na2SO4. But metals when react with nitric acid HNO3, then they do not produce hydrogen gas. See, when they react with HCl, that is also acid, H2SO4, that is also acid, then they produce hydrogen gas. But here HNO3 is nitric acid, but there they do not produce hydrogen gas. So let's discuss what is the reason behind it. Because HNO3 is a strong oxidizing agent. What is it? It is a strong oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent, it means it oxidizes others and itself reduces. Now when I say oxidizes others, that means it gives oxygen to others and remove oxygen from itself, right? So it means itself reduces and oxidizes other. So here see, when any metal reacts with dilute HNO3, then hydrogen produced gets oxidized. Actually what happens when metal reacts with HNO3? They produce hydrogen. But as soon as the hydrogen gas is produced, it gets oxidized. Means oxygen is added to it by HNO3, and that H2 with the addition of O converts to water, and HNO3 reduces because now oxygen is removed from it, so it reduces to nitrogen oxides either as N2O, NO2 or N. Clear? So why metal when reacts with HNO3 do not give hydrogen? Because of the strong oxidizing agent nature of the HNO3. Right? In first chapter you have learned about oxidizing agent, reducing agent. So please see, recall here in chemistry whatever we have learned in first or second or third chapter, we have to keep in our mind for all chapters and even for all other concepts. Right? magnesium Mg and manganese Mn reacts with very dilute HNO3 and evolves hydrogen gas. Copper, silver, gold does not react with dilute acid because once again here the same reason, they are very less reactive metals. Right? For today, thank you.